Hello and welcome to a brand new video series that I'm going to be releasing this spring on entrepreneurship and just how to successfully build a real business. I'm really excited to share with you guys about my experience creating and operating a very successful brick and mortar business for over a decade. And as many of you guys may or may not know, before diving into real estate, I built a chain of sun and wellness salons, and it was called Aspen Tan. We had locations in Aspen, Colorado, Glenwood Springs. We had one at the 29th Street Mall in Boulder and another one in Boulder on University Hill. And then our fifth location was in Denver, just south of downtown off of I-25 and Colorado Boulevard. So again, over that decade of operating and just creating this business, I had the pleasure of serving over 25,000 customers. We employed over 100 talented individuals who grew both personally and professionally while working with us. And our annual revenue was close to $1 million at our peak. So, again, it was a wild ride, and I learned invaluable lessons throughout this entire experience, mainly through trial and error as I just kind of figured things out. So just really excited to share with you guys over the course of these 5 videos, just some of these learning experiences that I had, and hopefully provide you guys with some value just to help you if you decide to operate and start your own business, or even if you're not an entrepreneur from that perspective. I think a lot of these tips and just experiences I'm going to share with you are just really valuable to apply to lots of different areas of your life. So again, I'm really excited to share this with you guys. So in this first video, I'm going to discuss a topic that I am particularly proud of, and that's branding. So creating a strong brand was a critical part of Aspen Tan's success, and it's definitely an essential topic to address if you're considering opening up your own business. As always, I just really think that this is an area that takes a lot of experience to really dial in and understand completely and learn from my mistakes. So I'm happy to share with you guys just some of these learning curves that I had to go through. And if you are doing something yourselves, I'd love to provide as much value as I can with you. So if you have questions or challenges you're facing, anything at all, please don't hesitate to reach out. Again, I'm putting my phone number, my email, all my contact info below, so feel free to reach out. I'd really love to chat with you guys. And while I have since transitioned into a new chapter of my life where I'm the director of marketing currently for a large multifamily apartment portfolio, we have about 1,500 units. And then also I sell real estate with eXp Realty. And despite, going in a different direction, I still apply a lot of the knowledge that I gained during my time running Aspen Tan. So I really believe that, going down that path of an entrepreneur with all the challenging experiences that you face, it's really, really valuable. And I just wanted to share some of those insights and lessons with y'all that I've learned from that. So let's go ahead and dive right in. The first topic, again, crucial to running a successful business, branding. All right, so part 1 of my 5-part series, branding. Basically, what you need to do in order to build a successful business is have a clear understanding of branding. And branding is basically just the process of creating a very unique identity for your business, your product, or the service that you're providing. It really just involves, creating a name, creating a logo, and any other visual or even auditory elements that can help distinguish your business from others in the marketplace that you're going to be competing against. So, why is branding important for entrepreneurs? Well, for starters, it definitely helps you stand out from your competition. So, especially today, now more than ever, and especially if you're in a tech or some form of digital business, today is a very, very crowded marketplace. And I really think that consumers are just being bombarded with so many different options that having a very strong and clear brand will definitely help your business rise above all of that noise. So, branding, it helps establish trust with your customers. So when people recognize your brand and they associate it with a positive experience, they're without a doubt more likely to trust you and your business and become a loyal customer. And that's what we're looking for, is building that loyalty where people are not even thinking twice. They're just immediately going to your brand. I will also though mention that, probably maybe the most important part of all this is that branding, it just helps you communicate your values and your vision to your target audience. So it's a way to tell your story, connect with people on a deeper level. And in today's world where consumers are, increasingly, just looking for businesses that share their values, having a strong brand is a huge and very, very powerful asset to create and have for your business. So keep that in mind. I will also say branding is a crucial part of any toolkit for an entrepreneur. So regardless of what industry you're in, it doesn't matter. Branding is very, very important. It helps you stand out, it helps you build trust, and just again, communicate your vision to the world. And in the next sections of this presentation, I'm just going to dive a little bit deeper into some of those strategies and techniques that I personally used to build the strong brand that we had with Aspen Tan. Okay, so first thing I want to talk about, just what is branding? So branding is that process of creating a very unique identity, again, for a product, a service, or even a business. So it involves developing that brand name, that logo, that messaging, and again, any visual or verbal or auditory elements that really differentiate you from your competitors. It's not just a logo or a product though, it's rather the emotional and the psychological association that customers have with the company and what you offer. So it's very important to remember, it's not just a name, it's not just a cool image that you think of and you create. It's a lot more than that. It's that deeper level, that emotional and psychological feeling that people get when they associate themselves with whatever you're providing them. So a strong brand, it definitely helps establish trust and credibility with customers. That's also really important to remember. It helps build that brand loyalty, and ultimately it just leads to the increased sales and revenue for your company because people are coming back, they're repeat customers. Branding is, how else would I put this? Branding is an ongoing process. It definitely is not something that you just set it and you forget about it. It's something that is always going to be a part of your marketing strategy and just your core values and just your business in general. It requires, consistent messaging, visual elements across all of your different marketing channels that are consistent. That can include social media, print advertising, whatever visual advertising and just displays you have within your store. Or if you're doing something online, whatever you're showing people, it's a lot more than just, one or two things. You need to incorporate it across everything. And in order to do that and to become successful, it's definitely something that needs to be rooted in a very deep understanding of who your target audience is. You really need to, before creating a brand and really fine-tuning it, you really need to understand, your target audience and what are their needs, their values, even their aspirations. You got to create a brand that resonates with your target audience, because businesses can then establish a strong connection with their customers, and that's how you build that long-term relationship and repeat business. With Aspen Tan, we did that just through our branding of not just a typical tanning salon. We were a sun and wellness salon that provided services that helped complement people's healthy and active lifestyles. We took that message and we applied it across everything, whether it be our visual ads, our social influencers that we had that represented our company. Throughout everything, that all came back down to what that branding and what that understanding of who our target audience was. So again, just really understanding how it's a lot more than just a couple words or a logo. It's deeper than that. So I will also mention just kind of about Aspen Tan specifically. A big part of how we got our branding clearly defined and out in the public space was through strategically partnering with people. So we had individuals and groups that we knew had a strong influence in the community, and I approached those different groups and those different people, and we leveraged them by representing our brand the way we knew it would be well received by that target audience that we were specifically going after. So first off, I'll use Boulder as an example. So in Boulder, we opened up our first location at 29th Street Mall. It was a little bit outside of campus. It's a couple miles from the core of campus. And we were doing really well with, young professionals and maybe a little bit older of a demographic, but we were having a really hard time with the student body, not getting the freshmen and the first and second year students, most of them women, when they were first going to college. How could we be found? How could they find us before the very, saturated tanning industry where we had, 3 to 4 different other salons as competitors, all within a really small area. So one of the things we did is I sponsored the CU cheer and the CU dance teams. And we had our logo up at Folsom Field at the stadium. The cheerleaders and dancers would come in before all the home games. They'd get tanned before going out on the field. They'd tell their friends. They would, be looking really good and healthy and confident. And their friends would, say, hey, you look great. What'd you do differently? Oh, I went down to Aspen Tan. So again, you have these strategic partnerships with people that represent your brand well, and you lean into that and you really empower them to go out and spread the word. The best part is, for a lot of cases, especially for us, it was basically free. By just giving them free memberships, we were able to get that partnership developed, and it was very successful. So we would also ask them to post on social media and stuff like that. And outside of the cheer and the dance teams, also just identifying, I don't want to use the word popular, but just very well-known or socially different people that had a big social influence. And most of that, again, was through social media. So those types of individuals, I'd reach out to them as well, partner with them by also giving them free tanning packages, and same idea. They would just post when they came in, and a lot of people would see that. And it was a very effective and affordable way to spread a lot wider net across Boulder. I'll use as this example to let everybody know about us. In our Aspen location, I did something similar. We had a few female athletes that competed every winter in the X Games. So they'd come out a few days before the X Games started. The X Games always ran Thursday to Sunday. So they'd come into town maybe on a Tuesday before the big events, and they'd come in every day and tan and do red light therapy and just basically come in as part of their routine preparing for their competition. And again, they had put our stickers on their skis. They would just talk about it with other athletes and just, again, spread the word through these very influential people such as X Games athletes, CU cheerleaders, those types of people. So in my opinion, I think that's a great way to spread your message with especially if you're on a shoestring budget.